Shalom, shalom, Israel's brothers Abba Yahweh coming back at you with the live stream, another cold cut, right? I like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, right? Double honors to the man that's going to be out there today, pushing the word to the hopefully elect, sealing the hopefully elect, building up this temple, making their bodies a little living sacrifice week in and week out, and not just week in and week out, but every single day as well. All right, shalom down Israel on the comment board. All right, shalom to the mighty sisters out there holding it down, guiding their households, doing what they have to do in righteousness. Hey, to get the kingdom of the Most High, right? And shalom to the mighty children as well, man, abiding in their parents' households, doing what they have to do, right? Abstaining from the peer pressure and the lust of this world, right? To get the kingdom of the Most High as well, right? Again, another mighty Shabbat, man. Lord willing, keeping the Sabbath holy, right? It's going to be a quick live lesson, man. This: are you a shepherd or a follower, right? Are you a shepherd or a follower, right? And the reason why we ask that is because a shepherd is a leader. A shepherd is somebody that's going to take control. Right, let's look up the definition of a shepherd, right? Because our forefathers were shepherds, man. Right, our forefathers were shepherds. So let's look up the definition of a shepherd. Right, a shepherd, right? A person who tends and rears sheep, a member of the clergy who provides spiritual care and guidance for a congregation, right? A noun, this was a noun. Verb, right? A person that, tends to sheep as a shepherd, gives guidance to someone, especially on spiritual matters, carefully manages resources of an organization, guide or direct in a particular direction. So you're a leader, you're a guide, right? You're a conduct, lead, right? These are all synonyms. Attend, see, oversee, watch. The Lord calls us watchmen. So again, are you a shepherd or are you a follower? Are you a shepherd or are you a follower, man? Right? We got to understand these things. Let's go to Genesis chapter 46. Let me actually pull this back up. Let me actually get on the live stream, man. All right, let's go to Genesis chapter 46 and verse 31. All right. Genesis chapter 46. Let me pull this up right here. All right. You have to follow along. All right, this is the book of Genesis chapter 46. And I'm going to start at verse 31. Let's read about our forefathers. All right, let's read about Joseph and his brethren. All right, it's Genesis chapter 46 and verse 31. And it says, and Joseph said unto his brethren and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh and say unto him, my brethren in my father's house, which are in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade have been to feed cattle. And they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. So, I mean, their occupation was that they were shepherds. That was their jobs, man. That's what they were commanded to do. That's how they put food on the table. They were leaders by trade, man. Right? And it says, right, I'm gonna read it again. And the men are shepherds, for their trade have been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds and all that they have. Right? Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 16. All right, let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 16, and let's go to verse number 11. All right. 1 Samuel chapter 16 and verse 11. All right. Let's scroll down. Let's start at verse 10. Start at verse 8. Then Jesse called Abinadab and made him pass before Samuel. And he said, neither have the Lord chosen this, right? Because they were looking who the Lord chose, right? And it says, then Jesse made Shammah to pass by and said, neither had the Lord chosen this. Again, Jesse made 7 of his sons to pass before pass before Samuel. And Samuel said to Jesse, the Lord have not chosen these. So he's seeing who the Lord chose. He's looking for that person the Lord chose, man. Right? And you're going to see he chose David. And it says, verse 11, and Samuel said unto Jesse, and here all thy children. He said, there are remaining yet the youngest, and behold, he keepeth the sheep. He keepeth the sheep, man. And Samuel said unto Jesse, send and fetch him, for we will not sit down till he come. Right? So and that's talking about King David. Right? I was talking about King David. He feeds the sheep. We feed the sheep. So are you a shepherd or are you a follower? King David was a leader. Right? King David was a leader. Joseph was a leader. Abraham were leaders from the womb. That was their jobs, was to feed the sheep. Let's go to Jeremiah 51:6. Let me get a better Bible app, man. All right. All right. Let me get a better Bible app. There we go. All right. Let's go to Jeremiah 51:6. Because if they feed the sheep, we got to feed the sheep. Now, do we literally feed sheep? Do you have a farm in your backyard? If you do, that's mighty. Right? But the Lord said we got to feed the sheep. Slock. Let me get this actually in the book of Psalms 23:1. Because we are the sheep according to the Lord, man. Right? David calls himself a sheep. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 23 and verse 1. And it says, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. So the Lord is our shepherd. He's our guide. He's our leader. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And shepherds have rods of correction. Moses had a staff. Right? We brothers be having staffs at camp, man. Hey, we're the sheep according to the Bible. So if you're a shepherd, that means you lead the people. The Lord said we got to lead the people, right? Our forefathers led the people. All right, let's go to Jeremiah 50:6. Here's Jeremiah 50:6. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. Yeah, our leaders in time past caused our people to go astray. Martin Luther King didn't do anything for our people, right? Malcolm X led our people astray. Marcus Garvey, Rosa Parks, all of these, so-called iconic figures in our people's, even our leaders of Israel, man, our priests, our captains, our judges, our kings, our princes, they led our people astray. They weren't right. They weren't proper guiders, man. Right? They didn't seek to tend to our people for their care. But that's why the Lord said, my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. Right? And our people have forgotten their resting place. So the Lord is telling us that we have to feed the sheep. We have to be shepherds, man. Are you a follower or are you a shepherd? I want to be a shepherd, man. Right? Because shepherds are leaders. Right? Let's go to the book of Psalms, actually Proverbs 27:3. Right, Proverbs chapter 27 and verse 23. Be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. The Lord said you have to be diligent to know the state of your flocks and you have to look well to your herds. Meaning you have to know what state your people are in. You have to know what state that your people are in, man. You have to look well to your herds. Man, our people need this. Our people need that. Right? We have to do this. We have to do that. How do you look well to your herds? You have to watch. Right? You have to carefully watch. You have to watch over your people. Right? That's why the Lord said this in Ezekiel chapter 33. Right? In verse 1. There's people that don't watch. Right? There's people that don't watch. They don't watch over their children. They don't watch over their finances. There's people that don't watch over things they have to do at work and they lose their jobs. The Lord commanded us a great job or a great occupation to watch over the whole nation. Whatever you see was coming on the earth, you have to warn your people. Whatever you see, the trends that your people are in right now, you have to tell them to come out of that. Whenever you have to foresee the evil. You see all these holidays coming up. You have to look at your people and say, okay, I know my people are going to celebrate these holidays. Let me go out and rebuke these holidays and save as many people as I can doing this. You have to know what's about to happen before it happens, man, through the words of the Lord, to watch him. This is Ezekiel 33:1. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, speak to the children of thy people, and say unto them, when I bring the sword upon a land, if the people of the land take a man of their coast and set him for their watchman, if when he seeth the sword come upon the land, he blow off the trumpet and warn the people. So when you're watching, when you're a shepherd, you have to warn the people. You have to let the people know what's about to happen. That whosoever heareth the sound of the trumpet and taketh not warning, if the sword come and take him away, his blood shall be upon his own head. He heard the sound of the trumpet and took not warning, his blood shall be upon him, but he that taketh the warning shall deliver his soul. And we're just out here to warn our people. We're out here to let our people know what's about to happen. This is what comes with knowing the state of your flock as a shepherd. How else do you tend to your people? What else can you do? Right? So you have watching. What else? Right? Let's go to the Apocrypha. Right? Let's go to the Apocrypha. Let's see what we need, man. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12. What did Ezra tell his people? I'm gonna start at verse 44. Shalom to everybody on the comment board that's just coming into this thing. Right? We're going over, are you a leader or are you a shepherd? Right? Excuse me, are you a shepherd or are you a follower? Right? It's 2nd Ezra chapter 12 and verse 44. I'll start at verse 40. And it came to pass, when all the people saw that the 7 days were past, and I come not again to the city, they gathered them all together from the least unto the greatest, and came unto me and said, so they didn't see Ezra, they started to get worried. They gathered all the people. Right? Verse 41. What have we offended thee? And what evil have we done against thee, that thou forsakest us and sittest here in this place? So they thought Ezra forsook them. For all of the prophets, thou art only left us as a cluster of the vintage, as a candle in a dark place, and as a haven or a ship preserved from the tempest. Are not the evils which are come to us sufficient? If thou shalt forsake us, how much better had it been for us if we also had been burned in the midst of Zion? So they depended on Ezra. They depended on him as a shepherd. They said, look, man, you're the only prophet left. You're the only man left to take care of us. What are you doing? Verse 45. For we are not better than they that have died there. And they wept with a loud voice. Then answered I them and said, be of good comfort, O Israel, and be not heavy, thou house of Jacob. Right? So now he's consoling them as a shepherd. Right? And it says, for the highest have you in remembrance, and the mighty have not forgotten you in temptation. As for me, so look what he says. As for me, it's the point, I have not forsaken you, neither am I departed from you, but am come into this place to pray for the desolation of Zion, that I might seek mercy for the lower state of your sanctuary. And now go your way, every man, and after these days I will come unto you. So shepherds pray for their people. Shepherds pray for their people. Shepherds guide their people. They pray for their desolation. They don't just pray for themselves all day. Lord, can you please just forgive me? And, Lord, can you give me this and that and the third? And Lord, if you can bless me with this. He was praying for his people. He was literally, if you read the book of 1st and 2nd Ezra, chiefly 2nd Ezra, Ezra was out there asking questions on behalf of his people. He didn't really care about it. Ezra was told he was going to get the kingdom. You think you thought he cared about that? He did. But you thought that's why he was really out there. He was really out there seeing why was Israel going through all these things, man. And he comforted his people. So you have to watch for your people, watch over your people as a shepherd, but you also have to pray for your people as well. Do you do that? Do you do that for your people? Right? Do you keep up with the current events and then you pray that your people are not destroyed by these nuclear missiles that Russia and these other heathen countries are doing, man, making against America? Are you praying for your people during the time of the fifth seal when Jacob's trouble kicks off, man? This is what Ezra was doing when he was out there, right? Let's go to the book of Nehemiah 8:8. What else do you have to do as a shepherd? Now we know you got to watch. Now you know you got to pray. This is what Jacob was doing. This is what Joseph was doing. This is what all the 12 patriarchs were doing, right? Let's go to the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8 in verse 8. And it says, I start at verse 1. And all the people gathered themselves together as one man into the street that was before the water gate, and they spake unto Ezra the scribe to bring the book of the law of Moses, which the Lord had commanded to Israel. And Ezra the priest brought the law before the congregation, both of men and women, and all that could hear with understanding upon the first day of the 7th month. And he read therein before the street that was before the water gate, from the morning until midday, before the men and the women, and that those could understand, and the ears of all the people were attentive unto the book of the law. Ezra the scribe stood up upon a pulpit of wood, which they had made for the purpose, and beside him stood Mattithiah, Shema, Ananiah, Urijah, Hilkiah, Masajiah, on his right hand, and on his left hand, Badiah, Misael, Malchiah, Hashem, Hashbadana, Zechariah, and Meshullam. Right? So he was teaching the people. Ezra taught the people. He not only prayed for them, watched over them, but as a shepherd, you got to teach. You're commanded to teach the people. I mean, this is like what we do at camp. We stand up, you got readers to your left, readers to your right, people holding posts, and then you're teaching the sheep. You have to teach the sheep, right? Verse 8, jump down to verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of God distinctly and gave the sense and caused them to understand the reading. And that's what we do. We cause them to understand the reading. We cause our people to understand what's going on. We teach our people the prophecies. Right? I know I'm an Israelite, but I really don't know what this is. I heard about it. Can you break it down to me? All right, give me the book of Deuteronomy. All right, go to Leviticus. And then guess what? Now we causing our people to understand the reading. We read in the book of the law distinctly. Do you do that? Right? Do you teach your family? If you're not out there on the highways and byways, do you teach other people around you? Right? You may watch, you may pray, but do you teach them? Shepherds are teachers. Right, let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 5 and 1. And shepherds teach not when they feel like it. They do it because they know they have to, man. Right? Moses is a perfect example of being a teacher. Actually, we start at Deuteronomy chapter 3. Look at Moses. Look at our forefather Moses as a shepherd, one of the most renowned shepherds. Verse 24. Now we know Moses was told that he didn't get the promised land. He couldn't walk into the promised land. He's seen it, but he couldn't walk in. Now let's see. Moses is going to ask God again, the Most High Yahweh, Bashem Yahushua, to see the promised land. O Yahweh, O Lord God, thou hast begun to show thy servants thy greatness and thy mighty hand. For what God is there in heaven or in earth that can do according to thy works and according to thy might? I pray thee, let me go over and see the good land that's beyond Jordan and the goodly mountain in Lebanon. So he's beseeching the Most High so he can see the promised land, man. Right? But the Lord was wroth for me for your sakes and would not hear me. And the Lord said unto me, let it suffice thee. Speak no more unto me of this matter. Right? So hold on. Moses was told, don't speak again to me this matter, man. Right? Don't ask me. I already told you the first time. What are you sitting here praying unto me, asking me to see the promised land? This is what Moses heard, man. Right? This is what Moses heard. And it says, what the Lord told him. Now the Lord gave him specific directions. Get thee up into the top of Pisgah and lift up thine eyes westward and northward and southward and eastward and behold it with thine eyes, for thou shalt not go over this Jordan. So the Lord said, you should not go over this Jordan. Right? But charge Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people and he shall cause them to inherit the land which thou shalt see. Right? So he told him basically, you're not seeing the promised land. Go over to Joshua, teach him on how to have Israel get the promised land. Encourage him. Meaning put a smile on your face too. You can't encourage nobody looking like this. You just sad. Moses, I mean, think about hearing that. You're not going to get the kingdom of heaven. But on Saturday, this Shabbat, you're going to go out there with a smile on your face and you're going to act like you about to get this promised land. Even though you're not, but you're going to teach the people and you're going to encourage them and you're going to strengthen them. That was Moses' job. So let's see what he did as a leader. Let's see if he let his emotions take over his ability to teach the people. Right? And it says, And it says, and Moses called all Israel and said unto them, hear, O Israel, the statutes and judgments which I speak into your ears this day, that you may learn them and keep and do them. So 2 chapters later, Moses is teaching the people. Moses not letting his emotions get the best of himself, man. You think Moses liked hearing that, man? You know, that you're not gonna see the promised land? I mean, it probably burned him inside. Right. But at the end of the day, the Most High said, look, go teach the people, encourage Joshua. Right. And guess what Moses did? Moses taught the people, man. Right. Let's go to the book of Wisdom of Solomon 6:1. Right. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 and verse 1. And it's not the Apocrypha. I was on there. It's all good though. Right? Because I mean, as a leader, man, you have to understand not everybody's called to be a shepherd. You have men that weren't called to be shepherds, right? For a reason. You have men that were called to be shepherds, also for a reason. And it says, hear therefore, O you kings, understand, learn that you be judges of the ends of the earth. Judges of the ends of the earth. Give ear that ye that rule the people and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsel. So hold on. A shepherd was given sovereignty from the highest. A shepherd is given power from the Lord to rule the people, to give counsel by their understanding, to judge the ends of the earth. Because verse 4, being ministers of his kingdom, you have not judged the right, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of God. Here's the judgment. Horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them in high places. For mercy will soon pardon the meanness, but mighty men shall be mightily tormented. Mighty men will be mightily tormented, meaning more increase you can get from the Lord, more responsibility, more consequences that comes your way. I mean, the higher you are in a certain position, that's even in this world, yeah, you can get fired for being a store manager. But what if you were CEO of a top 100 company, Fortune 500 company, and you let their stocks and you let the investors' money go to garbage? Your name is going to be on every newspaper. The CEO so-and-so has stepped down, right? The Speaker of the House of the United States of America has been impeached. They're gonna make it known. Why? Because you're in a higher position. So guess what? The consequences are a lot higher. I mean, Moses smoked the damn water one time, smoked the rock one time. He didn't get to see the promised land like that. It's like he couldn't go into the promised land like that. That's why the Lord said, mighty men shall be mightily tormented. So this is a high risk, high reward job. It's not easy being a shepherd. It's not easy being a leader. Not everybody's called to do that. Not everybody has the goal to be a shepherd. Some people have to be followers. Some people just have to take direction, and just abide with that. They're not leaders of anybody. They're not, and if that's not your lot, that's okay. But if this is your lot to be a shepherd, you have to understand what comes with this, man. For a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places. All right, you have to understand that. And you have to take that, consume that, understand it, man. Because if you don't lead the people right, if you don't have integrity, if you're not praying for your people, if you're not watching over your people, if you're not teaching your people, mighty men shall be mightily tormented. Right? Well, next time you hear brothers going on mighty king, hey, understand that mighty kings get mightily tormented if they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. Zechariah chapter 11, verse 17. Woe to the idle shepherd that leaveth the flock. The sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. That doesn't sound fun. That doesn't sound something I want to go do. The Lord said the sword shall be upon your arm, man, and upon your right eye. Imagine the sword at your right eye right now. The Lord said your arm gonna be clean dried up, like clean, man. That's what Jake said. right? That's an allegory, man. The Lord said your arm gonna be clean, dried up, man. Meaning the Lord gonna do it flawlessly, and your right eye gonna be utterly darkened, man. Meaning you're gonna be obscured from the knowledge and wisdom the Lord once showed you, and now you gonna be blind. You once gonna have the knowledge, now you're gonna be a dried up well. The Lord's gonna cut your arms off and your eyes. This is what you get for not leading this flock, man. This is what you get for not leading the people. Right? Let's go to Sirach chapter 10 and verse 1. Right? Sirach chapter 10 and verse 1. Let's see what the Lord said. Right? Going into the leaders of the flock. All right. I don't know why he keeps taking away the Apocrypha from me. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a well-prudent man is well-ordered. So a shepherd has things in order. A shepherd instructs his people on what to do. All right, this brother, you're going to do this. All right, brother, you're going to do this. All right, sister, you're going to guide these sisters, and you're going to go over these lessons with her. She needs this. All right, brother, did you pray for this brother? All right, let's throw up some prayers for this brother. Right? Everything's well ordered, man. Right? As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are they that dwell therein. Meaning that your people are a reflection of you. Your people are a reflection of you, man. Right? However you are acting, that's going to reflect on the people. If you're wicked, your people are going to be wicked. There's going to be rape, robbery, and murder in the city. The Lord's going to allow, because you're giving out that spirit. But hey, guess what? If you're righteous, if this throne is established by righteousness, if you're doing what you need to do as a leader, right? Guess what? That's how your officers are going to be. That's how your captains, your rulers over 50s, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000, your princes, your priests. That's how they're going to be. The citizens, your slaves are going to be in subjection. They're not going to buck up because they're going to be ordered. Right, but soon as what? An unwise king destroyed this people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. So guess what? If you're an unwise king, your slaves are going to buck up. There's going to be riots, right? You're going to be, people are going to be trying to overthrow you. I mean, just look at the Roman Empire. Look at all the Caesars that were overthrown. People killing their brother just to take the throne. There's no order. But you're an unwise king if you do that, man. Right, verse 4, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. And guess what? The Lord set you over the sheep right now. You're profitable for whoever looks up to you. Think about the next brother that says, man, you're a mighty brother. I look up to you, man. I watch your videos, man. Or I heard you teach. I heard you was an Israelite, and I just want to know a little bit more about it. Now you're a shepherd for that brother. The Lord put you over that brother to guide him, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4,000, 5,000, 6, 7,800. It doesn't matter, man. If it's one person, you are a shepherd to that one person. And guess what? If you are a shepherd, we know the judgments that come with that. The sword gonna be on your arm, your right eye utterly gonna be dark. It doesn't matter if it's one person. That person can be 13 years old. And anytime he got a question or she got a question about the truth, she hits you up. And you say, I don't got time. Right? And you just leave them on red. And next thing you know, they back into Christianity. The Lord has a lot of judgments that come for that type of person that doesn't appreciate the authority that they have, man. If the Lord gives you a small piece of authority, you better take that and you better honor that, man. So the Lord, he will set you, he's going to give you somebody that's profitable. And Yahushua is profitable for us. He's going to be set over us. He's the perfect example of what it means to be a shepherd, man. Right? Let's go to Judith 8 and 24. All right, look at a few more. Judith 8. And this is coming from the mouth of a woman. She was a shepherd. All right, this is Judith 8 and verse 24. And it says, now therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend on us, and the sanctuary and the house and the altar rest upon us. So hold on. Judith understands that you have to be an example as a shepherd. Your actions have to be an example to other men. I mean, you can read that in the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 3 and verse 8 on down, man. Where Paul, Silas, and Barnabas set forth an example to the men of Thessalonica, man, to work hard. So hold on. You have to be an example. There's people that have their minds that depend on you. Their minds depend on you for salvation. Think about that. Didn't the Lord say in Nehemiah 9 and 27 and Obadiah 1 and verse 21 that there are many saviors? There's not just one savior. There's many saviors. There's the chief savior, Yahweh Shah. But when you're teaching and breaking down the prophecies and understanding, the laws and teaching the laws and praying for your people and watching over your people, you're considered a savior because you're saving that person from the world. Their minds are depending on you, man. You have to understand that. It rests upon you. So moreover, let us give thanks to the Lord our God who trieth us. The Lord's proving you. The Lord has, for a lack of better terms, he's scouting all over the world who are the best shepherds, who can lead his kingdom. You got a man that's set over 5 in Argentina. You got 10 people, or this man is over 10 people in this congregation in Italy. Okay, I have this person over California, over 5 people. Let's see these shepherds. Let's see how they moving. This man's over this camp over 100,000. This man's over this camp of 10,000. This man's is of this camp of 100. This woman's over sister's congregation of 50. Let's see who's going to be the best shepherds. The Lord's proving you. It's like an NBA combine, man. This is practice for the kingdom. Even as he did our fathers. And guess what? He tried our fathers, Abraham. He tried our fathers, Isaac. He tried our fathers, Jacob and Mesopotamia of Syria. Who kept the what? The sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. Shepherds, man. He tried our fathers being shepherds. And guess what? Their names were written forever. Over 2,300 languages. Everybody wants to know how to be a leader. Everybody wants to know how to be a leader, man. But he gave this to our fathers to show us an example. And guess what? Now you have to show the next person an example. You have to teach the next person. Let's go to Proverbs 16 and 25. Let's get this last one. Right? Let's go to Proverbs 16. Proverbs 16:11. See what I want. Right? Because we have to understand the throne is established by righteousness. Proverbs 16 and 12. It is an abomination the kings commit wickedness, for the throne is established by righteousness. So hold on. If you want a throne, if you want dominions, of course, desire wisdom. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6 and verse 6 on down, teaches you to desire wisdom because she brings you sovereignty in the throne. But wisdom is also going to teach you righteousness because the throne is established by righteousness. So if you're wicked, if you don't have integrity, you're doing things, in the dark that you should not have been doing, and you're not repenting for it, sweeping it under the rug, the Most High is going to manifest those actions in your thoughts. You got to teach yourself first. The first person you should teach is you. Hebrews 5 and 12, you got to teach yourself again. But you have to pray for your people. You have to teach your people. You have to guide your people. You have to be a shepherd, man. And for those that didn't see it earlier, right, definition of a shepherd. Right? For those that didn't see it earlier, you have to carefully manage the sheep. You have to carefully manage the sheep. You have to guide the sheep or direct the sheep in a particular way into the kingdom. You have to direct the sheep into the kingdom of God. And if you're not doing that, the sword is going to be upon your arm. It's going to be clean, dried up, and your right eye shall be utterly darkened. And the sword is going to be upon your right eye. Right? Mighty men, mighty women shall be mightily tormented, man. And we got to understand that, especially in these last days. So I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. Lord willing, you took mighty notes, right? You learned something today, man. Keep the Shabbat holy, right? The Lord allowed us to see another Shabbat, right? And I'd like to bid a mighty strong shalom. Shalom to everybody on the live on the comment board as well, man. Shalom, shalom.